All right. Hey, everybody. This is Jeff Rankinen from Penn College, and I posted some information on LinkedIn about the Arduino UNS Training project, and I wanted to give you an overview of the project so maybe some of you can give it a try. All right, so head over to my notes. All right, start out with the circuit description of the Arduino. How to configure the Arduino IDE. We have an OEE simulator program to publish into the unified namespace, and the Ignition Perspective dashboard project to visualize the data. So the circuit description here, we're using the ESP32C3 from Seed Studio, and I have a 3 push buttons on D4, D5, and D6. These are configured as digital inputs with pull-up resistors. So the negative side, or one side of the push button is connected to ground here on pin 13. And the other side is connected to D4, D5, D6. So when you press the push button, a ground is applied. There's an internal pull-up resistor which converts that input from a high. You close this and turns it to a low. So it's an active low input. I also have a potentiometer, a 10K potentiometer. That's, not sure what this word is here, that provides an analog input into D0. So each end of the pot, one's connected to ground, the other to 5 volts. And so you get a 0 to 5 coming in. So that simulates an analog input. And I have an RGB LED on 8, 9, and 10. And as you see, the pin out for the RGB, the second pin in is ground. So I have that connected to ground as well. Excuse my mouse-drawn graphics. Here's a picture of the Arduino and the various buttons. There's a boot button and a reset button along with a Wi-Fi Bluetooth antenna connector with Type-C interface and charge LED. Once in a while, if you get a serial error as you're trying to upload, it works if you hold the boot button down and about halfway through the compile on the Arduino IDE, hit the reset button, and sometimes that will fix the problem. All right, so Arduino setup. First thing you do is you go and get the Arduino IDE. So I've already downloaded it. So I'm going to, well, maybe I didn't actually. Go to Arduino. .cc, click on software, click on your whatever operating system you have, click download, and just download it. When it's done, run the program, which I don't think I'm sharing my screen. Apologize. Let's go and share that screen. Still have it shared. There it is. Okay, so under Arduino.cc, click on software, click on downloads. I'm using Windows 10 and newer, and just download that. Okay, now let me go back to my other window. All right, so once that is installed, let's see if this will work. I'm just going, or once you download it, just install it. So there's going to be a bunch of licensing or agreements. Just do all the defaults is what I do. And So it's installing it. All right, the second step is you're going to open the Boards Manager, and this information is nicely done in the Seed Studio wiki page. So if I click here, let me share this screen as well. I guess there's a shortcut to doing this. Share this window. There we go. All right, so if you click on, you're going to wikiseedstudio.com for the ESP32C3. There's a nice Wikipedia, shows the image of the chip, all kinds of details for the specifications, hardware overview, and finally down below is a getting started with the Arduino IDE. So we need this so-called JSON file and need to put that into the additional Boards Manager URL. So let's see if getting there. Looks like we're getting here to finish. We're going to run Arduino IDE and share this window. I guess is a shortcut to sharing windows. That's good. So go under File Preferences and paste in that URL. And then you're going to search, click on this icon right here for the Boards Manager, ESP32. Oops, it's not quite done installing. When it is, you're going to search for ESP32 and install it. So I'm just going by the directions here. Navigate to Tools, Boards Manager, or just click on this icon here. And it looks like we're still downloading it. Let me go back to my notes. All right, once that's done, you're going to select the XIAO ESP32C3. And you also need to have this PubSub client. You can get this on the Arduino website. So I'm going to save this to the desktop. And let's see what's going on here. It's still downloading, so I'm going to go ahead and put that library in while I'm waiting. Add zip library. All right, that's for MQTT. And looks like I'm still processing. The program we're going to run, I'm going to skip ahead. It was made by ChatGPT, actually. I did with Claude. I kind of go back and forth. And what this does is it connects to Wi-Fi, connects to MQTT, and it publishes to a namespace. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this program. What it publishes is availability, performance, quality that it's generating in these calculations. I'll explain a little bit more as I go. I'm going to paste this in. Looks like I have a couple of firewall things to include and some drivers. I'm going to just do all the defaults. Anyway, I'm going to Control A and Control V. Actually, I'm not showing this, am I? So Control A just lets everything. Control V. This is the program. And it looks like it's still not done processing yet, the JSON file. A lot of times when they get stuck like this, I'll just close the Arduino IDE and try it again. Let me save my program before I close it and run it again. All right, let's see which I'm saving. So let me share this. Share this window, share. Okay, back to the Arduino IDE. So let's look under File Preferences. Here's my JSON. Now we'll go to the Boards Manager and ESP32. I was probably rushing things along here, but pick the second one by expressive. And again, I'm going to do Control A, delete, and Control V to paste my program in. And this is going to install all the drivers and things that the ESP32C3 needs. Let's talk a little bit about the program. So I'm actually going to connect to my hotspot on my phone, just because it's easier. And then I have a DigitalOcean. I have a gateway, ignition gateway on this website, and I set up the MQTT distributor, and this is my route for my data I'm going to publish. So I have enterprise site area line data that I'm publishing. Pin number 4 is the defect pin. So here's the board as I have it constructed. Let's see if I can bring up this again here, if we can see it. I don't know if you can see it there. So anyway, there's the board as I have it constructed. Might be a little bit blurry. I'll get behind it. I have 3 buttons, 1, 2, 3, and I have a RGB, and here's my potentiometer I have out kind of in the air because so I can see it. Here's the Wi-Fi antenna. It'll eventually tape to my little board that I printed. And my plan was to put a battery in here. So I have a coin cell battery holder with an on-off switch so I can have this battery powered. This does have a lithium charge controller, so I could change my coin cells to lithium to have a rechargeable system as well. So that's what I have so far. And let's see what's going on here with my Arduino program. And there's a bunch of other drivers that I'm installing with the Arduino IDE. All right, so looks like everything is pretty much ready. Anyway, I have a defect pin, D4, stop pin, start pin. That starts and stops my assembly line. And of course, defects is quality. This would be for availability, and the potentiometer sets the speed of my production. So that's my performance. And the RGB is defined on 8, 9, and 10. And there's various other parameters set here. And let's go ahead and give this a try since it's all ready. So I'm going to select a port, XIAOC3, that's the one I'm doing here. And I'm using, it looks like it's COM3. Let me double check. Tools, port, yep, COM3. Let's go ahead and program this. Now on the output, under Tools, Serial Monitor, you can see various things happening. So this is the initialization of the chip, a self-test, looks like. And so it's compiling. So again, I think I mentioned before, if you get stuck at this point, it says a serial error. If you hold the boot button down, you have to have like 2 pens to do this. Hold the boot button down. At the same time, hit the reset right about this level. For some reason, my laptop, I have to do that to get the program to work. And you can see the everything is being uploaded. Okay, so according to the serial monitor, I have some data being published. All right, so I have right now the serial monitor is getting availability, performance, quality. So if I adjust the potentiometer, performance 72%. Let's see if I can turn this little knob here. Now it's at 79%. Right, so that's just the analog value going in and converting it to integer. If I click on the defect pin, I can hold it for a second and it'll produce some defects. Right now I have 3, 4, 5 defects. Right, I can have as many defects as I want in there. Now I'm working on doing my start and stop It doesn't seem to be working at the moment, so I'll just let that go. I think it's reading milliseconds instead of seconds. So let's see if this is being published. So again, switch back over here. So if this is working properly, it's going to a broker. And if I click on my project here, this is the dashboard project I have running on the same DigitalOcean. Okay, so if I start from the scratch, so I click on the guest account. So I have an account log into, and let's say I want to create a new dashboard. Now these are all red because of various things that I've done in the past. So, and I've changed the tag path, so it's all messed up. So I'm going to create a new one. We're going to make this public so anybody can see it. And let's give it a name. OEE LinkedIn. Okay, maybe I'll do OEE LinkedIn URL as well. So by making that public, so I can go over here and here's my OEE LinkedIn dashboard. I can hit the edit button and I can put in some widgets. Now these are the widgets that come with the dashboard project, but you can add your own. There's about 3 tables you have to populate for this to work. 3 to add a widget. At some point I can maybe do a video on that. So the LED indicator is probably the one that makes the most sense, and each of these widgets has a settings, and one of which is the tag browser. So if I go here, if I look at my, whoops, I just realized I'm not sharing the screen. Apologize. Let's try this again. So let me back up a little bit. Let me go back to where I was going to click on my notes. All right, so I clicked on this link that takes me to my Ignition Gateway and this dashboard project. All right, so if I click on that, all right, now let me share the screen. Here we go. Okay, so what I did was I logged in, so I created an account on my gateway. Okay, and configured the dashboard project. Again, I can do this as a separate video, but I want to create a new dashboard. Call it OEE LinkedIn version 2, and I'll give it a URL OEE LinkedIn v2. I'm going to make it public so anybody can see it and hit save. So I'm going to click on this pencil, click on a add widget icon, and we like to use the LED widget. Now there's multiple widgets that come with this project and you can add your own. I'll do a separate video on showing how to do that. So you can click on the options on the widget. I'm going to name this OEE, and I'm going to point to the location. So the tags are coming in on the MQTT engine module, and I specified to put it in the EET 405 MQTT engine. That's just what I specified. And we have Penn College, Williamsport. Let's go back to our Arduino program. And see where we're publishing this. So the Penn College Williamsport BWD 61405. So that's where it should be located. I've got much of these in here. 405, I think it was JLR, and here's OEE. Okay, so I have it at 0.61 currently. So if I bring up my Arduino, and we have OEE. Actually, I'm not putting that out yet on the serial monitor. So let's see if I can do that quickly. So let's do this. Control C. And we want OEE. And I think that's what we called it. No, I take it back. It looks like we are calculating it. Availability, quality. When we publish OEE, okay. Availability formulas. Okay, there it is right there. So we have to multiply to get OEE. All right, reload that. All right, maybe we'll get that put out there. But while we're waiting for that, whoops, figures. It doesn't like. Oh, I did. See, this is why I like ChatGPT. It would have found that. I haven't need an extra parenthesis. Okay, in the meantime, let's go and put a couple more parameters on here. So add another widget. Actually, and to save some time here, I'm going to just grab my tag path here. Right, this is a complete tag path. All right, so I can go a little quicker by doing this. Call this availability. All right, paste in the tag path and then just type in availability, capitals. And right now it's 100% because my availability EQP quality, because my start stop time is not working at the moment. Change this to quality. And see if this works out. So 9904. Oh, sorry about that. I forgot, just didn't share. Okay, I just added a quality tag, and let me add one more. The performance LED. Performance and tag. Change this to performance. And let's see if that matches. Okay, so we got these values. Go back to my Arduino, share that screen, and looks like we've got 63.99. And where's OEE? Didn't I have OEE? Reject count should be right after reject count. All right, sometimes you have to hit the reset button on this. There it goes, 0.62. So again, I'm going to hit my defect button a couple times. So I don't know if I can show. So 0.54, quality 88. 0.56, quality 90.91. So I don't know if I can split this screen or not in teams. But we're at OEE of 0.58. OEE of 0.58. So you can see it's truly publishing to the broker. So, all right, well, that's basically the demo. Let's take a look at this dashboard. So again, this is from the Ignition Exchange. And here are the windows from the project. You can see you can make your own multiple widgets, put them to tags, and change the colors and so on. So it's a really cool project. It really helps my students understand the UNS concepts. And let's just take another look at the dashboard so I can show you the UNS. So if I go back to edit, and let's say I do another one, I do another LED called good count, or yeah, good count. And once again, point, here's engine, 4 or 5, Penn College, Wayne Sport, BWD 161, and here's my tags. So this would represent the unified namespace. And what I'm publishing is availability, downtime, good count, OEE, performance, quality, reject count, total runtime. So I want to grab good count. And I forgot to change this to good count. So hopefully you can see that how this is going to work. So every student can publish to UNS, and then they can subscribe to any data they would like to. So, and I forgot to go back to this window. Sorry about that. So again, we can change this just to show you once again. Let's say, well, let's try, yeah, hit the defect button here on my little board. Increase the defects, so the quality, you can see the quality should be dropping. Again, I can change the performance. And again, anyone in the world could actually see this dashboard because it's a public, in the public domain of this project. So I'm changing the performance. I'll give a try for the availability. So I have a stop button, which would stop the count, right? And I hit start, and that should change the availability. As you can see, it's not working. Matter of fact, it doesn't look like the start button is working either because it will not start back up. But if I hit the reset button, it starts back up again. right? And then hit the defect button. So on. All right, that's all I have for now, and I'll make some other videos later on. Thanks for watching.